Okay, I know, I've heard, I've read, I've listened to your story of growing up hunting with your father, and it's fascinating. Give me, how did you become a Navy SEAL?
Well, an accident. The perfect plan only exists when you're in the planning room. Once you leave, everything changes. So my plan was to play college basketball and then get an MBA and work with my dad as a stockbroker. So I got to college. I played at Montana Tech, which isn't a big college, but for a 6-foot-tall white guy, pretty good.
What was it, D1, D2?
No, it's NAIA.
All right.
And it was close to home, and I went there. It was awesome. And it was a great experience. And I got dumped by a girl named Hillary. Not that Hillary, but a Hillary. So we get
that would have been sick if it was that Hillary.
That would have been pretty cool.
That would have been sick.
With that Hillary, I always say,
that would change everything.
I'm not going to vote for her, but I would put her in a foxhole with me.
That would be awesome.
She got more kills than I do.
Yeah.
I can't vouch. I can't. Okay, that's just a joke. Again, I didn't
It's
type
a joke,
it. I said it.
We heard the sarcasm. Off-camera laughs. It's
and
fine.
if Hillary's watching, I'm kidding.
Yes.
I dealt with Al Qaeda. I don't want to be on your bad list.
No.
But so I got dumped, and then it was just like I was 19. One of those things where it's just time to get out of town. Butte, Montana, time to leave. The quickest way out is to join the Marine Corps. And I had two friends, Ben and Jim, that were 2 years ahead of me in high school. They always wanted to be Marines since we were little. Like, and when they turned 16, got a truck, the old rusty truck with the Marine Corps sticker, Semper Fi, always. And every time they came back, when I was in high school, they looked like Marines, man. Like great hair, just buff. When they put a uniform on, God help you. So I'm like, I want to do that. And they can have me on a bus, I can go to Parris Island. So I went to join the Marine Corps. Now's my new plan in life, Marine Corps. As luck would have it, the Marine recruiter was not in the office, the Navy guy was. The only reason I went in there is because Ben and Jim, my two Marines, told me a joke that the Marine Corps is actually part of the department of the Navy. It's just the men's department. So I went to the Navy to ask him where the Marine was. And he said, why do you want the Marine? I said, I want to be a sniper. Marines have the best snipers in the world. He said, look no further. We have snipers in the Navy. You need to be a SEAL first? No big deal. Then we'll send you. Like he kind of brushed over that whole be a Navy SEAL thing. And that was it. So I joined the Navy not knowing how to swim, signed the paper. And I'm looking at this guy like, I'm 19, I'm kind of naive, but he's a professional recruiter. Why is he going to lie to me? So I signed this damn thing, and then I went. But I'm a big believer in the butterfly effect, that a decision you made 30 years ago, good or bad, has had a major impact. I've told my 3 older daughters that can understand English, if that Marine recruiter was not at Arby's at 11:30 that morning, you wouldn't be alive. Because I would have gone to North Carolina, not Virginia. It's crazy shit like that. But then I got to boot camp from Butte, Montana, and I'm nervous because I think everyone's going to be tougher than me. But I'm looking around. This is just Navy boot camp, and we got dudes from Long Island. We got there was one dude I remember. He left South Central to get out of the gangs. Dude from Florida, and all we had in common is we all were convinced we made the worst decision in our lives. But we're all human. So I got through that, and then I get to basic underwater demolition SEAL training, which is the hardest military training in the world.
Wait, hold on. So you go to Navy boot camp, which is
Navy.
Okay, and how long is that?
That was 9 weeks, I think.
Okay, and then you go to what?
Basic underwater demolition SEAL training. It's called BUDS.
Now, before that, had you learned to swim?
Sort of, yes. I had a buddy teach me. When I joined that day, they gave me a few months before I had to leave, and I still had my pass at Montana Tech as a student, so I can get into their pool. So I went up to the pool. Here's how dumb I am, right? I go to the pool. I'm standing there. It's like 6 in the morning. I'm like, okay, it's 25 meters down, 25 meters back. I'll swim 1,000 meters and see how that goes. Like I could float. I didn't know how to swim. So everything was going fine with that plan until I actually entered the water. That's when the problem started. So I'm trying to swim. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I just signed a contract. I'm fucked. My buddy Mike Driscoll walked in, and he did swim. We don't swim a lot in Montana. He did. He actually went on to swim at Notre Dame. He's a good friend of mine, still is. And he looked at me and he goes, hey, don't take this the wrong way, bro, but I've never seen you in the pool before. What gives? And I said, I just joined the Navy. I'm going to be a SEAL. And he goes, not like that. You're not. And so he got in and taught me. He said, what do you need to learn? I said, like the breaststroke. So he taught me the breaststroke. And so I would just practice that every day.
Okay.
And so I could live. But then I get to SEAL training, and there's like collegiate water polo players there. It's like, holy shit, these guys have been in the water for, that's why my daughter Valer's in the water now at 4 months old.
Right.
I'm gonna teach you how to swim. And so, so SEAL training, I had a dude, an instructor, his name was Eshelman. He was a white basketball player. I think that's why he liked me. And I think he was with the Globetrotters for a while. I'm not kidding. I got to confirm. But he is one of those, he's a magician. Right. He puts on performances, gives speeches and motivational shit. But he said something that I still use today. at the first day of SEAL training, he said, I know you've probably read a book or seen some movies. Regardless of what you've been told, this course is not impossible. People graduate. Look at me. I'm living proof. So I'm never going to ask you to do anything impossible, but I am going to make you do something very hard, followed by something very hard, followed immediately by something very hard, day after day after day for 8 straight months. And that sounds like a lot to get from now to 8 months from now, but don't think about it that way, because that's not how you achieve a long-term goal. Here's how you do it. Wake up in the morning on time, make your bed the right way, and then brush your teeth. That's 3 victories you just started your day with. Make it to the 4 a.m. workout on time, and as I'm beating you, don't think about the pain. Concentrate on your next goal in life, which is making it to breakfast. After breakfast, your next goal is lunch. After lunch, make it to dinner. After dinner, do everything you need to do to get back inside that perfectly made bed. And because you took the time in the morning to make your bed the right way, regardless of how bad today was, and it's going to be bad, tomorrow's a clean slate. Tomorrow's a fresh start. And when you feel like quitting, which you will, do not quit right now. That's emotion. Quit tomorrow. And if you can keep quitting tomorrow, you can do anything.
That's a Mamba mentality.
That's it, right?
Shit.
I'm gonna quit tomorrow. Boy, this sucks, but I'm gonna quit tomorrow. And like even in basketball, I'd say don't quit on a bad day, because you will. But then you're not gonna quit on a good day, so you're not gonna quit. But you got to talk yourself into those short-term goals. Breakfast.
I love that. When you said beat my ass,
Yeah.
you're training and saying beat my ass. Like,
Well,
we're talking about like, what does that mean?
Well, it could be anything. It depends on how bad they hate you. If they beat you physically, they take you behind the sand dune and no one sees it. But they are masters, these instructors, at making anything suck. I got one of the worst ass whippings I ever took. Was so simple. I had an instructor this close with a megaphone for 2.5 hours. All he did was this: on your belly, on your feet, on your back, on your feet, on your belly, on your feet, on your back, on your feet, on your belly. Just doing that over and over, and for 2.5 hours in the sun, and you're sweating, you're hurt everywhere. And then he's like, okay, go to chow. And you're just hammered. They just beat you with they're very creative. And I think they were beaten that way when they went through.
Right.
That's why when I say, if you ever see a short Navy SEAL, don't mess with him, because he's had his ass whooped by a short instructor.
Right.
Because they have it hard. He's tough.
Yeah,
They're creative.
I got it.
But I mean, at SEAL training, it's, you're doing it.
What is it like? Is it like a hard CrossFit class? Like, I mean, like, I'm saying, like, what is the deal? Like, how fit? Is it like some Jake Gyllenhaal shit? Like, you know, the movie? Like, is it like that? Is it worse? Is it better?
It's worse in a lot of ways. You're going to do 1,000 push-ups every day, 1,000 sit-ups every day, 1,000 flutter kicks every day. But also, like, they have a place
Do
called...
you work up to 1,000?
No. You're welcome.
Like, day one, boom.
Welcome to it. You can quit anytime you want. The bell's following you. Anytime you want. And the instructors will talk you into it. If you want to quit, that's fine. I'll find you a job in the Navy. It isn't for everybody. If you quit right now, I'll put you in that shower, warm shower, bed to sleep, and I'll bring you coffee and donuts tomorrow. Just quit. Like, they make that easy. But then you're outside getting beat on, they call it a grinder, this outdoor concrete slab. So you get beat here, the surf is here, the obstacle course is here. It's a mile to the chow hall, and you're not getting driven there. A mile. So you're running 6 miles a day just to eat. Like, if you had nothing else to do, you got to run 6 miles. But then you got the ocean swims, you got the getting tied up in the pool to get in your mind, to make you think you can't do stuff. Like, there's drills as simple as they tie you up and they throw you in, and you're proving like Boyle's law. So you exhale and you sink. Come up, inhale, exhale. That's it. Do that for 10, 15 minutes. Now you got to float, tied up. Calm down. However, if you get in your own head, like, panic is contagious. And once you start panicking, someone else panics. But what they're teaching you through negative reinforcement is, you know what else is contagious? Calm. Like, you don't know what I'm thinking right now.
Are they telling you that?
No. They're teaching you through it. Like, I look back on it now. People say, would you do it now? I'm like, well, I wouldn't make it, because I tell every instructor to go fuck themselves, so they know it's a game. But at the time, they're serious. And especially tied up in a pool, if you start to panic, you're going to lose the fight. You got to just chill and let it happen. And even go so far as the realization, okay, when I drown, they're probably going to revive me. So I got to chill. Like, there's a thing called the 50-meter underwater swim. There's many tests every single day, whether or not you can stay there. Here's the test. Very simple. Simple to understand. You start on the pool, and you jump in feet first, go underwater to a front flip. Can't kick off the side, and then swim half the distance of a football field without breathing. That's it. Just do it. And so I was thinking, if I can get my chest to the bottom of the pool and just keep that momentum going, if I have a shallow water blackout, maybe my momentum will push my head into the other side of the pool and I'll survive. And I've seen instructors grab dudes, bump them in, and then bring them up, then start CPR. There was an underwater knot tying test where you just go tie a series of knots, you hold your breath, go down, tie knots, and whatever. And it takes a while. You got to tie 5 knots as you're holding your breath. You get to come up after every knot for 1 breath of air, but you're holding your breath a minute at a time. And one of my friends, John, they will let you try these tests a couple times, but this dude was on his last attempt. Like if he's always wanted to be a SEAL. If he fails right now, he's out. Lifelong dream, a lot of pressure. So when he was tying his last knot, he drowned.
Underwater.
Underwater. You're 15 feet down. He's on his last knot, and that's when he did drown. So he's floating like this, and the instructors come down quickly, and they bring him up, they pull him over, they hop out, and they're calling the medic. The instructor realizes, too much time. He gets on, he starts doing a sternum rub. He gets into CPR. We could hear him saying something like, come back to the light. Anyway, John was like out for a minute and a half. He finally spit up all the water out of his lungs, and the first thing he said when he came back to life was, did I pass? And the instructor's still sitting on him, and he kind of sits back, and he gets the color in his face because, he was nervous because he gets to keep his job. He didn't murder the guy, and that's awesome. And he goes, yes, you passed. And John said, thank God, I finally tied the 5th knot. And the instructor goes, no, look, I'm in a really good mood right now, so I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I don't care how many knots you know how to tie. That's not part of the curriculum to become a Navy SEAL. My job simply is to see how far you'll push yourself. You just killed yourself. You passed the goddamn test.